What's up, you guys? So I'm in the gym right now and it's not peak time, as you can see, hardly anybody here. And I wanted to film a little video while it's really fresh of how to approach a girl in the gym. I'm sorry I don't have first-hand footage. I'm not the type of guy to film my approaches because I like to keep it more private than that. I know a lot of pickup artists or whatever do that. But I first saw this chick when I walked in about half an hour ago. Really, really gorgeous girl. And so straight away had approach anxiety. Like I clocked her and I noticed her and didn't want to be that guy, that approaches in the gym because of the, the cultural beliefs that it's creepy, that there's a stigma around it, whatever. And of course, a lot of the time there can be, like if you approach in a creepy way, or if you don't do it in a socially calibrated way, then it can be really creepy. But what actually happened is I finally picked a moment when she wasn't in the middle of a set. I didn't have to walk all the way across the gym, to go and talk to her. She was working out like pretty much right next to me. I waited till she wasn't in the middle of a set. I also wandered around the gym a little bit first to kind of just get my body used to the experience of moving, because my mind had been fixating upon this approach anxiety for, like half an hour, 20 minutes or something since actually getting to the gym. And I literally just went up to her, got her attention. She took an AirPod out and I just said to her, "Hey, I know it can be weird to approach in the gym." And she sort of was just like, yeah, not in like a, fuck off way, but like I named the context, and she resonated with that. And so I just said straight up, I said, "I just noticed you that you're so clearly so gorgeous. And I knew I'd regret it if I didn't say something to you." And she said, "Thanks." She didn't say anything else. I felt kind of uncomfortable, like she didn't want to be approached. But I'm learning to just stay in the interaction just a little bit longer, just to introduce myself. So I introduced myself. I said, "I'm Rowan. What's your name?" She held her hand. We introduced each other. And then I asked her where she's from. And she said she's from Dunedin, which is a city in the bottom of New Zealand. And I was like, "Oh, cool. I was there like last week." And she didn't really say anything else. And because she didn't say anything else after I answered that question, that was to me like I'd approached her and I'd complimented her. I'd introduced myself and I'd asked her one question about herself. And if by that point you're not getting clear interest signs, like if she'd asked me, "Oh, what were you doing there?" then that's obviously, there's at least some interest in talking to you. But there wasn't with her, and her body language was gesturing that she wanted to get back to her workout. So I said, "Okay, well, I won't keep you. Have a nice workout." And I walked away. And the thing with this is that that's not creepy. That doesn't have to be creepy. I literally just walked over there, paid her a compliment in a socially calibrated way, and, introduced myself, asked her where she's from. And when she was giving me, this is the thing. She wasn't doing the thing that all of your approach anxiety says will happen. She wasn't she wasn't scared, because if you do it in a way that names the context and you actually display like social normalness, then there's no need for that to be creepy. And this is what I keep telling you guys in every single one of my videos. Cold approaching doesn't have to be creepy regardless of the context. And the secret to it is literally naming the context, whatever the context is. If you're in the gym, so I know it can be weird to approach in the gym. If you're in a supermarket, I know we're in a supermarket right now. If she's with friends, "Hey, I know you're with friends right now." That's literally all it has to do, all it has to be. And by that point, you're just engaging in a conversation with another human being. And, it's no longer about her physical attractiveness. You've made the compliment. Now you're just asking her about herself. And if she's not interested in responding, it's going to be pretty obvious to you. And if she is interested in responding, that should be really obvious to you as well, because you can just have a conversation with her. And I've been practicing cold approaching girls for a few weeks now, and I can tell you like squarely and firmly that when you actually approach, regardless of the scenario, whether it's in the gym or anywhere, you're going to get a mix. You're going to get a mix of interest. What you're not going to get is being labeled as a creep. You're not going to, if you do it in a socially calibrated way. This is why I'm doing this YouTube channel. It's why I'm documenting this journey, is because it's so rare for women to actually be approached. Not just, I'm not talking about in bars or in clubs, but I'm talking about just during the normal day-to-day life. And, or at least in New Zealand anyway, it's really, really uncommon for this to happen. And more often than not, girls love it. In this particular situation, she was in the middle of a workout. I realized once I was actually talking to her that there was quite a big age gap between us. You can't really tell that sort of thing from just like looking at somebody across the gym. I'm 33. I had a haircut today with a swab, but I think she was probably like 20, university. And, that did create a little bit of awkwardness as well, because there was quite a significant age thing between us. And that, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it can just be more difficult to actually establish like chemistry or compatibility with someone who's pretty much in a different generation to you. That's all. It doesn't always happen though. I've approached girls that have been like 10 years younger than me, and we have really awesome chemistry. So, but anyway, I just wanted to leave that little story with you while it's fresh, and now I'm going to get back to my workout. So if you're enjoying these videos, if you're finding them useful, then please give it a like and leave a comment so I actually know what you're finding useful about it, or what you find challenging about it, what you disagree with, if anything. Yeah, help like engage with me with this stuff so we can actually have a dialogue about it, because I'm really interested in approaching, and I'm actually starting to do it, so I'm starting to get more and more actual data and experience to work with.